Direction is something that come up a lot on my Instagram, and I put a poll up at the weekend and said, like, what do people struggle with a business? And direction is something that came up time and time again, like alarmingly so. People saying, I'm not sure what to do next, I don't know what direction to take the business in. And lack of direction is really down to not really knowing, one, what you want, or two, knowing really what you're doing and what's the actual point of you being in business, and why are you actually doing it. There's those two key things. And the thing is, like, everyone's got to have a goal of some sort. You've got to be heading for some forward direction. Like, you've got to be making a progress all the time. Business is not something that just sits the same. You're either growing and progressing, or you're stagnating and you're dying and you're withering away. So it's very important to have a goal. But then a level on from that, a lot of people have a goal, but no tangible route or deliverables or absolute must that you have to do to hit the goal. Because anyone can dream, anyone can pluck a figure out of thin air and go, I'd like to do this much revenue a year, I'd like to do this type of jobs, I'd like to earn this much profit per year. But it's all about how the fuck are you actually going to get there? Because just aimlessly running towards somewhere with no actual firm direction is a complete waste of time. It's going to cause you a lot of stress, it's going to cause you a lot of ag. You're not really going to know where you are, if you're making progress or not. Because every single goal, if you work backwards, there's nitty gritty of the stuff that you must do in order to make that fucking goal happen. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, you don't just step on the scales and get the result and see that you've lost weight. The deliverables are your diet and your exercise. If you do those alone, you don't even need to step on the scales, because it's obvious you're going to lose weight if you've got those in control. Business is exactly the same. If you're tracking what you're pricing, what profits you're pricing it at, what margin you've got on, how much you've invoiced every month, they're the deliverables that make the goal happen. So you need to work backwards and go, well, I want to be here, so in order to achieve that, I need to quote X amount a month, I need to invoice X amount a month, and that is what's going to allow me to get to the goal that you want to get to. And the thing is, without having that direction, you're just never going to know where you are, which is just a shit place to be. Like, everyone needs a firm goal to go after. I'm a big believer in that. That's what drives people. That's what gives you purpose and meaning. And getting a bit deep about it, but it's actually what makes people happy. People like progress. Like, human beings as a whole are driven by progress and improvement. Better, more, bigger. It's just facts of life. So without that, you're always going to feel in a fucking place of wandering around, keeping your head down, being busy. And that leads me on to the most important thing of saying, well, what's the actual key task that you're doing week to week? Because anyone can be busy and think you're making progress, but all of this stuff, the direction, is actually going to come down to the stuff that you're doing day in, day out, that's actually generating income. Not just the stuff of being busy, but what actually generates you income. Because I'll tell you this for free, doing the work in construction is not how you earn your money. You earn your money by the quoting and then a customer saying yes. It's the only time you actually earn money. The rest of it is just the bullshit you've got to do to be able to invoice it and finish the job, basically. But your business is earning money by having quotes accepted. So that's got to be your focus. So you can review your week and your month, and how much time are you actually spending on the shit that generates, one, the inquiries, and then two, turning those inquiries into quotes, doing the quotes and getting yeses. They're the income generating tasks for a business. Anything that's marketing related to get inquiries, dealing with customers, looking at jobs, viewing jobs, pricing them, they are the income generating tasks in this business. And you can kid yourself and be busy by looking at doing stuff, or looking at videos, or thinking about doing something, or scrolling social media. But unless you're actually doing those tasks, you're not going to grow the business. You're not going to get to where you want to get to. So if you review your week and you're spending half an hour a week on income generating tasks, or you're even rushing to do quotes and marketing late, you know, you're doing it in the evenings, you're doing it weekends, rushed because you're busy doing everything else, that's a surefire way of telling me that you're not concentrated on growing the business. Like someone who's locked in on growing the business, you are spending most of your time doing income generating tasks. Now look, of course, that is a lot easier said than done in this industry, especially when you start and it's just you're doing everything. This is why I'm a big believer that step one, you've got to get yourself off the tools to allow you to be then spending the time to be doing that. But that comes full circle to having the goal and knowing how much money you need to earn in order for you to be off the tools in the fucking first place. So you've always got to have a goal, but that is really step one, because it is a life, it's a short fuse of being able to do it all, burn the candle at both ends, coming in late, doing quotes, stressing about organising jobs, running jobs. No one can do that forever. Like, even if you are very good and you can spin a lot of plates, that is a short-term view on a career, a job within the business, if you like. And really that's the key, because when you own your own business, you think that you're the man in charge, but really you just work for the business. The reality is you work for the customer. You have got a lot of jobs to do when you start the business and it's just you. Or you're already, you know, you're turning over some decent money, but it's still just you in the office, or maybe just one other person. You've still got a lot of plates to spin. So you've got to have the goal of getting the business to the right place where you can, one, firmly get you off the tools, and then that allows you to spend a lot more time on the income generating tasks, so you can then grow the business and keep pushing forward. But as I started this video off, if you're someone that's got no direction, you really got to stop and fucking think about what you actually want, because this is not a rehearsal. Business is savage, it's tough, time fucking flies, and it's very easy to spend year after year after year doing the same shit in business and not improving. You as the owner have got to move from one problem to the next, because the minute you solve one problem, you'll create another one, and that's all good. That's what it's all about. You're playing the game of chess. You've got to move up the levels and play with the bigger pieces on the board. That is what the game's all about. So have a long, hard look about where you actually want to get to, and then work backwards what you need to do to get there. And that's what you need to be aiming for. That is your direction. No one, fucking no one in a business should be moping about wondering what to do next. You've got to have a goal. You've always got to have your eyes on a prize, the next milestone, the next target, and what you need to do to hit that fucking target.